It is Thursday night at the Chili Bowl, and we have a lot to cover because, of course, I haven't been here the last couple of days. I recorded Wednesday's preview the day before, back on Tuesday. So it's time to recap the last couple of days. We'll talk about Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then, of course, we'll preview this Thursday of action here at the Chili Bowl Nationals. Welcome in. This is Sprint Car Central. If you're new around here, please like, subscribe, help us continue to grow. We're up to 14 subscribers. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot to me. We've grown really quickly, and we built that pretty fast. So I thank you guys and look forward to continuing to grow as time goes on. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go back to Tuesday night real quick. Blake Hahn gets his first prelim night win at the Chili Bowl with a 7-1 run on Tuesday in the feature. He's able to get the job done, punch his ticket to the A main. That's a big deal, of course, with the history that his family has at the Chili Bowl. You also add Hank Davis into the A main with a great performance from him. Quick little side note: they swapped Aiden Price and Ryan Timms, obviously after Buddy Kofoid's injury or illness. Aiden Price takes over for Buddy Kofoid. They move him to Wednesday, and then they bump Ryan Timms up to Tuesday. So Ryan Timms participated in Tuesday's show rather than Wednesday's. A slight side note as we talk about things from Wednesday's action. It was a loaded night on Wednesday, and it certainly didn't disappoint. One of the best features, if not, I would say the best feature of the weekend, of the week so far. Emerson Axum holds off Dason Pursley to capture his second Wednesday night feature in a row. Punching his ticket along with Dason Pursley's to the A main, but it was a loaded field. Of course, KTJ. You had, let's see here, Corey Day in that field. A lot of guys who really punched for the lead. Kobe Copeland was really solid as well. There were a lot of guys in Wednesday's feature that just felt like they were really, any one of them could have won. And so as we go back through these last couple of days, going to Tuesday. Tuesday was my worst day of the week so far, both in Dirt Draft and in my top 5 prediction. Where I had Zach Dom, Jonathan Beeson, Kaylee Bryson, Michael Pickens, and Jace Park. 3 of those 5 didn't even start the feature. Zach Dom would finish 4th, and Jonathan Beeson would finish 12th in the feature, my average finish. So the way I did this is anything that didn't make the A main just gets a 30. So my average finish by technicality was 21.2, with the best finish of 4th. RTJ was my dark horse. He finished 17th in the feature on Tuesday night. As for Wednesday's picks, I had Dason Pursley, Emerson Axum, Corey Day, Ryan Timms, and KTJ. Now, of course, I picked Ryan Timms before we realized, or before I recognized that they had switched days and not just pushed Aiden to Wednesday. So, with that said, Ryan Timms ends up getting a DNS. If you swap it with Aiden Price, it still ends up being a pretty solid average finish of like 6th, I think, 6th. But we had Pursley 2nd, Axum 1st, Corey Day 6th, and KTJ finishing 5th, with Aiden Price finishing 24th. Austin Torgerson was my dark horse, even though he was like 5th on the Dirt Draft odds. He ends up 19th in the feature. Again, the best feature of the weekend, and I think it's just because they didn't overwork the track. They didn't do too much on Wednesday night. It's a big deal. I'm hoping they'll stick to that because the tracks become really fun, really racy, and honestly, probably the most technical we've seen in a long time. And if they can continue to get that track prep correctly, continue to allow this track to do whatever it needs to do, and become whatever it's going to become, I think it's going to be really great racing from here on out in the weekend. They nailed it Wednesday. They nailed it last night. Let's see if they can nail it tonight and going forward. So let's take a look at tonight and going forward. When you take a look at this Thursday, we have 15 previous A main starters, a couple previous A main winners on Saturday. We have 18 rookies for this Thursday night event. It's a very top-heavy field led by guys like Chris Hervell, C.J. Leary, Tanner Thorson, Kyle Cummins, Brady Bacon, amongst a handful of others. Ashton Torgerson's going to be in this field as well. There are a lot of guys who are going to be competitive. Will we see any surprise names at the front? That's going to be a question that we'll answer as the time goes on tonight. As for my top 5 picks, I'm picking Chris Hervell to win. I got C.J. Leary, Tanner Thorson, Kyle Cummins, and Brady Bacon as my top 5. My dark horse is Sam Hafertepe Jr. I made a little more concerted effort. I used the dirt draft odds or the dirt draft price points to kind of determine where I think they're projected to finish. Sam Hafertepe comes in as 15th in overall in dirt draft price for tonight's event. I think he's a guy who has really gone one way or the other. Either had been really impressive, really good, had really good runs, and or has ended up not even making the A maintenance prelim night. So I think tonight he's going to make the A. I think he's going to be a really strong contender here going forward. Apologies for the slight break. I had a phone call that I had to take. But that's kind of those are my takes for tonight. Honestly, it's been a great week so far. Track prep has been the biggest complaint. So to this point, it's been a really clean week. A lot of guys are making names for themselves. I was really impressed with Aiden Price last night. We'll kind of talk about some of those different things as time goes on and as the week wraps up. We'll do kind of a full roundup on Sunday. But really been a fun week. It's again, track prep's been my main concern. Last night they hit it out of the park. So hopefully they can continue to do that, continue to let these tracks maintain their character. That's kind of the story I would like to see throughout the course of 2026, but we'll talk more about that as the year goes on and as we get into the previews of different series. So far, great week of action at the Chili Bowl. Really excited about it. I want to close this video by just apologizing real quick. Quality of this video, the scenery, a little different. The quality, a little different. I had a little bit of a computer issue. I had to go and send it out to be repaired, actually, and get some things changed. So, unfortunately, at least today and tomorrow, these two videos that are going to go up are going to be a little lower quality, only because I just don't have any other option. This computer, this laptop I'm using, is a bit on the older side. We'll see how the quality comes out. So I apologize for that. Obviously, it's not my main goal and not my intent to put out anything that doesn't look great and or sound great. So hopefully we can maintain for just a couple days and we'll turn it back around. And on Saturday, we will have our main event, our big Saturday preview show be on the actual, be recorded from my main desktop computer. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for bearing with me again. If you're new around here, please like and subscribe. We have sprint car, dirt racing, all kinds of racing content going all year long. We do dabble a little bit in other things, other events that I'm interested in, but for the most part, this is the place to talk about sprint car racing, and those other little things will never take precedent over sprint car racing as a whole. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow with a Friday preview and a Thursday recap of Chili Bowl Nationals. Enjoy your day. Again, we'll see you tomorrow.